I was ready to play.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Dirty
Um,
disco.
it was the Dirty Disco. Yeah, and it was a good time. Actually, 2019 may have been my favorite set to play. But I had a really great talk with you when we were there, and it was one of the fueled inspirations for me to get a hold of you when I started doing utility room, so we can have more great talks.
Hell yeah.
So, you're a transplant from the East Coast.
I am, yeah, Halifax.
How long have you been in Toronto?
It'll be 4 years in August.
So so coming here, what was it like from the East Coast? The scene that was happening here, different than the East Coast, and how?
Bigger.
Okay.
Definitely, tech house is a lot bigger of a thing here than I would say it is on the East Coast. Techno too. I think just the styles of music are a little bit different. They're a little bit more bass heavy on the East Coast, but I love it. You've played there plenty of times, and we've had some fun. So yeah, no.
Well, we were just talking about evolving that, and you were busting it out to Claude, Dan, and myself when we were
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Right. Oh, it was a good time. Um, when you made the move, though, the differences between the scenes, was it just music? Was there a fashion difference? Was there a vibe difference? A people difference? Did you feel something as far as, like, for example, were you participating in Pride when you were in the East Coast? Were you going out to the parties there,
Yeah.
and then you were here in Toronto? Obviously, yes, much bigger. But what was there any other differences that you felt maybe, or was it just like this is a universal thing?
You know what? It is a universal thing, but I think that the scene on the East Coast is small and mighty, whereas there's a lot of different scenes in Toronto. And I think there's electronic music, but you go to a bass show and you're going to see the same kids you see at the bass show that you'll see there. But if you go to a drum and bass or jungle show, it'll be a completely different crowd. So there's spaces for that, and there's enough folks to actually go to those in Toronto. Whereas I think the collective energy on the East Coast was more so folks just going to whatever show was there to support.
Right.
It's a little bit different now, but like definitely in the past, that's kind of how it's been.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that you're here, you're finding yourself immersed in the scene. I'm seeing you're getting billed. You're going out to the clubs.
Yeah.
You're rocking the people. What's that about? How is it? Like, essentially what I'm really asking is, who is Jules Bangsworth as a DJ?
You know what? I'm really lucky. Toronto's embraced me. Just kind of doing my eclectic. Do you want me to hang on to that? No,
Yeah,
you got it.
you want here?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
no,
All right,
sure, yeah.
let's do it. Um, no, Toronto's been amazing. I've been really welcomed into the scene here, and I didn't know if that was going to be the transition. It took me about 7-8 months to actually start getting booked, but
That's fast, I think.
it is, and
Yeah.
I'm surprised, and
No,
I
it's
think
great.
it's I'm grateful for it, but it was a wild ride. It helped out that I had toured with Miss Megs, and hung out with Flipside when he played shows there, so I knew a lot of folks that were major players here in Toronto, which made the transition a little bit easier. So shout out those guys, thank you. But yeah, no, it's been a fantastic ride. I'm so excited about it.
So I have a bunch of questions that I did want to ask.
Okay.
All right. So obviously, is that uh, what do you think it is that you do? What is it? Is this the standout of Jules Bangsworth? What is the separation between when you're up there and somebody else? What would you call yourself the special ingredient?
I think that probably my best feature as a DJ is I can mash a lot of different genres together and kind of make them sound cohesive. I like playing around with different like BPMs, and I know a lot of folks sometimes, maybe you don't want to hear a drum and bass track in the middle of my set, but you're gonna hear it anyway.
It's funny you brought that up. So obviously did a bit of reading before you came in tonight
Yeah.
because I want to know the questions that I'm going to ask you so that we've got some good momentum in our conversation. When you first started DJing on the West Coast, you were immersed in hip hop and drum and bass.
Yeah.
You weren't doing any 4/4 at all.
No.
Okay, so what was the bug? What was the leap? Because I mean, like we're talking about day and night here. I mean, like, early on in the rave, there was two rooms. There was techno, and then there was jungle. And I mean, there was, or sorry, house. It was never,
yeah.
it was never called the techno room, really.
Yeah, no, it's so I mean, I was a hip hop kid growing up, so like, and there's a huge hip hop scene on the East Coast, so that was kind of where I got the bug there. But as far as starting to play drum and bass, I just really liked the sound. And a good friend of mine was a drum and bass DJ and an MC, so that's all the records he had. So before I got gear, that's what I started playing on and kind of fell in love with it. And then I bought my own turntables and bought like a crate of house records that were really old, and then just kind of made the transition that way. It's pretty organic.
Okay, very cool. And is there going back? You said you slip in an odd genre tune now when it happens, but okay, so it's everything now.
I play everything. I've been really lucky. The drum and bass and jungle scene here has been really good to me. They book me. I get to play. Sorry, I get to play a bunch of shows. I've played. We did a residency called Network, where Flipside and I and Rob DeBoom had like this little thing where we do the 2 rooms, small little side room for drum and bass, and then host room on the other side. And I don't know, the 2 integrate so well, and I just think that I don't know, why not have both? Mm-hmm. Like the side room was my favorite part to chill out in at raves back in the day. So.
Do you think that the genre, the separation of stuff, do you feel like it's disappearing? Is it still really relevant?
I've always thought it's irrelevant. I think music's music. If it's good, it's good. If you don't like it, then don't play it. But I don't know. I think there's beauty in every genre, and people might hate on me for that. But you know, even if it's a genre I don't like, I can still find a lot of cool stuff or sounds out of it that I'm into. Okay. And why not throw those cool sounds into your set?
Right. Right. So you were talking about doing the parties before, and the bookings are coming in. We're all undergoing some super huge change right now. Yeah?
Yeah.
There's these parties that are happening. There's stuff that's happening in venues, legitimate venues, where people are seated. Mm-hmm. This is obviously alternative to what we're used to.
Yep.
Then there's also the other side. They're being called renegade parties. I'm not quite sure if the renegade is the real right term. I mean, if you actually look on the definition term of renegade, I'm not quite sure if this is a match. But they're being called renegade parties. But essentially, these are parties that are happening out in the wild. They are definitely, I guess, an underground thing. It's the type of thing where people are gathering either under a bridge or in a field, a randomized park. It's a bit pop-up. Is this something that you would participate in?
So, I mean, truthfully, I played one like little tiny renegade at Christie Pitts. Would have been about a month ago. Okay. Socially distanced, people were wearing masks. But the thing about that is, and the thing that I kind of learned doing that, is it's just so hard to police people. So, you know, you can have a group of people that are, you know, willing to socially distance and it works. But I just don't know how you navigate that. I think that it's shitty that, you know, parties aren't happening, but I don't know how we're just in such a weird time. I just think it might be a little bit irresponsible for us all to be out there smashed together playing tunes.
Right. What do you think? What do you think the answer is? I mean, here we are, utility room. This is a answer, but it is not the answer. What is there an answer?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine at this point. I don't know. Like we're all making it up as we go, and I think that's kind of like it's a new better? Territory. I mean, I don't know if it's worse than, you know, having things so structured and, you know, the EDM bubble and all of that. Like for those of us that are, you know, a little older and dealt with things on an like underground level, I think that vibe is still kind of like, I don't know, like we're in a utility room right now doing a set. Like, do you think we would be doing this if the clubs were open? I don't know. Would we?
This is born from the pandemic, right? So,
exactly, yeah.
Right. So you're saying that also is part of the vibe. So, okay, let's move from it. So you're at a party. What are 3 go-to tracks that you think are the ones that you would rock? Not just necessarily in something that you would maybe play tonight, but what are 3 tracks for you that are like, holy super fuck, you're going to drop these, it's going to make a mess, you know it.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, hot seat, right? So I'm going to throw out a couple tracks that like my buddies. So Cloverdale, good producer out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. They drop me their stuff. I'm totally into it. So I don't know. Digits was probably my favorite track that they put out. It's pretty old. I don't even know if they actually released it. But that seems to blow up a club. I've got this weird Roger Sanchez Another Chance remix. It's like this obscure bootleg that just goes off every time I play it.
Okay.
No one's ever heard of it, but
Right. Who did the remix?
I can't even. It's literally unmarked.
Like,
it's
yeah,
just like
right.
it's just like this track that I have. I don't know. I should find the producer and thank him because it blew up the crowd a few times.
Right.
And then I don't know. Like my favorite track to play is I don't know, man. Like I like dropping old school shit.
Okay.
Like anything Daft Punk, like from Homework. Like if I can just randomly drop that at a club, I'm in.
Timeless.
Yeah.
Right.
Burning and scratching. Let's go.
Right. That definitely. It's an awesome piece. All right, my next big question is knowing what you know. Jules has asthma.
I have asthma. Sorry, I know.
Yeah, I'm blowing it out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to explain this to him earlier.
Knowing what you know now, you've been behind the curtain because you were raving, and then from raving, you started performing.
Yep.
So knowing what you know now that you've been behind the curtain, is it better there? Better on the floor? Where were you having more fun?
I mean, I'd like to think I had fun in all of those places, just given my personality. But I mean, I have the most fun playing in front of a crowd. So live streams are fun for me, but they are a little bit different. It's a different vibe.
I'm raving to you tonight. I'm gonna be right over.
Yes, I know. Well, thank God.
Yeah. No glow sticks, but
well, I brought some. No, I didn't. No, but I think just playing for a crowd, but I also love being a part of a crowd, which seems like a foreign thought at this point. But yeah, no, I just think the energy, having a collective energy of any kind and being a part of that, that's why I want to be there. It was why I was a patron in the first place, and that's why I still do it now.
If you could have any gig, anywhere, at any time, any place, what would be the dream gig for Jules Bangsworth?
I'd like to play on a boat at Outlook Festival.
What is that?
It's a drum and bass festival in Croatia.
Okay, what about it?
So my boys from Last Planet, who are promoters and own a venue here in the city, they throw a boat party every year in Croatia. Obviously not this year because it's canceled, but yeah, it blows up, and I just like the idea of playing music on a boat. I love playing on boats. I'm from the East Coast. Put me on water, I'm at home.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you go back home often? Obviously, maybe not now. I don't know.
Yeah, no. So usually, like, I'm back there a few times a year for shows and festivals.
All your family is still there.
But all my family's still there. But I haven't been home this year, for obvious reasons.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's yeah, it's a weird time. Like I was supposed to go home 7 times this summer just for shows and festivals, and we're hanging out. So it is what it is.
It is.
One day at a time with this pandemic, for sure.
So you've brought some good vibes for us tonight.
Of course.
So you're me now.
I am.
What have you got for us tonight? What's going to be happening here musically?
I'm going to play just a bunch of fun, techie vibe goodness. I'm going to just jam out, and, I've got a crate full of tracks here that some friends made, and I've got a couple of my own, so we'll throw those on and just see what happens. Have fun with it.
We're stoked to hear you tonight.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
All right, real quick, people, they want to check you out. Where is that going to happen besides obviously right here and right now?
Just look up Jules Bangsworth. I'm literally the only person on Google that will come up. Thank you. That's the name, but no, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud. Just type in Jules Bangsworth and you'll find me.
This is not. This is a stage name.
This is a stage name.
So the stage name was generated because.
So 2 of my best friends actually named me. They're 2 DJs. One's named Harmsworth, and the other one's DJ name was Buck Banger. So
Buck Banger.
Bangsworth.
Okay.
Harmsworth, Banger. Bangsworth.
Right. Were you guys ever all together and it would just be like Super Bang?
No. Oh my God, but I'm gonna pitch that to them actually. That would be awesome. No, they're great dudes, and they call themselves my rave dads. So they took good care of me when I was coming up.
Oh, super sweet. All right, well, if you all are tuning in, we're going to be going on music, which means that we're going to be ending the Facebook as well as ending the Instagram. If you guys want to go ahead and hear Jules and rave with me, which you should, then go ahead, either smash the link in the bio that you guys are watching on the on either Facebook or Instagram, or head over to Periscope, head over to YouTube events, head over to Mixcloud, head over to Twitch. Any of these networks, we're going to hear Jules. It's going to sound dope. We're going to rave.
Let's do it. All right.
Go ahead and start it up. Massive.
personalities, press 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want. Stay on the line and we'll trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 and your call will be transferred to the mothership. If you are schizophrenic, listen carefully and a small voice will tell you which number to press. Hello and welcome to the Mental Health Hotline. abnormalities, press 3, 4, 5, 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want. Stay on the line and we'll trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 and your call will be transferred to the mothership. If you are schizophrenic, listen carefully and a small voice will tell you which number to press. Hello and welcome to the Mental Health Hotline. Mental Health
Destination. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. I know that we ain't kids. We like to kick back up in the cut and kick. We like to kick back up in the cut. The system it fucked us up. The system it fucked us up. I know exactly what it is. I know that we ain't kids. We like to kick back up in the cut and kick. We like to kick back up in the cut. The system it fucked us up. The system it fucked us up. The system it fucked us up.
Now, you know, down, little fella live right next door to me, you know. He works hard every day. He works hard. He works hard. He puts in 24 hours a day. Sometimes he works overtime. Works hard. And every afternoon when he comes home, you know, he never can get in his house. You know, he be on the outside. Home, he be knocking. Wife was never home. So he decided he'd go around and peep through the window. You know. He peeped through the window. And every afternoon when he come home, you know, he never can get in his house. You know, he be on the outside knocking. His wife is never home. He's knocking. His wife is never home. So he decided he'd go around and peep through the window, you know. He peeped through the window and she had...